Hey guys, I'm Anushka and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are gonna do the reading of class 8th chapter number 2 microorganisms friend and foe. So let's start with the reading. So let's zoom up our page and start. You have seen several kinds of plants and animals. However, there are other living organisms around us which we normally cannot see. These are called the microorganisms or माइक्रोब. सो हमारे सराउंडिंग्स में बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे टाइनी टाइनी माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं जिन्हें हम अपनी नेकेड आई से नहीं देख सकते. सो इसीलिए हम इन्हें कहते हैं माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स और यू कैन से दैट वी कॉल देम माइक्रोब्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, you might have observed that during the rainy season moist bread gets spoiled and its surface get covered with a grayish white patches. So observe these patches through a magnifying glass. So if you will leave a piece of bread or a loaf of bread while it's rainy season, so you will observe grayish white patches on them. So these grayish white patches are of the microorganisms. They have interacted with the piece of bread and have spoiled it. You will see tiny tiny black rounded structures. So if we take that this is a piece of bread, and then when you will leave it for some time, so you will see tiny tiny blackish tiny structures on that. So these are the microorganism which has interacted with the bread and has spoiled this piece of bread. Do you know what these structures are and where do they come from? So these structures are the microorganisms, and uh, uh, we'll know about where do they come from and many other things we'll gonna cover up in this chapter. Here two activities are given, so let's read them fastly. Collect some moist soil from the field in a beaker and add water to it. After the soil particles have settled down, observe a drop of water from the beaker with help of a microscope. So take some water, or you can take some water, then go to a field and take some moist soil and add it to that, and then you will see that there are when you have added the water to that, so that soil will settle down at the bottom of water. This is also called sedimentation. And when then take a drop of water from that beaker and see it with help of a microscope. Then next activity is take a few drops of water from a pond, spread a glass slide and observe through a microscope. So इस एक्टिविटी में आप किसी भी रिवर या पॉन्ड के पास जाइए, उसमें से थोड़ा सा वाटर लाइए और उसको भी आप माइक्रोस्कोप से चेक करें. सो इन द बोथ केसेस यू विल ऑब्जर्व दैट there are tiny microorganisms which are moving around there. So these small tiny organisms are the microorganisms or microbes. Now the second paragraph. These observations show that water and soil are full of tiny organisms, though not all of them fall in the category of microorganisms. That you should know that there are many organisms in water and soil, but there is an exception that not all of them come in the category of microorganisms. These microorganisms are microbes and are so small in size that they cannot be seen with unaided eyes. So हम इन्हें अपनी naked eyes से नहीं देख सकते क्योंकि ये बहुत ज़्यादा टाइनी होते हैं और जैसे कि इस तरफ माइक्रोस्कोप से देखे जाते हैं, इसीलिए इनका नाम माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स पड़ गया. Some of these, such as fungus that grow on bread, can be seen with a magnifying glass. Others cannot be seen without help of a microscope. So the fungus that grows on the piece of bread can be seen by our naked eyes, but other microorganisms we cannot see with help of a magnifying glass. We can just see them with the help of microscope. That is why these are called the microorganisms or microbes. Microorganisms are classified into four major categories. So these microorganisms are classified into four major categories: bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae. So the microorganisms, the four basic classifications of microorganisms are bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae. Some of these common microorganisms are shown in figure 2.1 and 2.4. So basically four major classifications are bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae, but viruses are also the microorganism but are different from other microorganisms. Means viruses are also microscopic but they do not come in the four basic classifications of microorganisms, but it will come in the same category. They, however, reproduce only inside the cell of the host organism, which may be bacterium, plant, or animal. So, these basically reproduce in the cell of their host. And that host may be a bacteria, animal, or it may be a plant. Some of these viruses are shown in figure 2.5. Some common ailments like cold, influenza, flu and most coughs are caused by viruses. And even serious diseases like polio and chicken pox are also caused by the viruses. Disease like dysentry and malaria are caused by protozoa or protozoans, whereas typhoid and tuberculosis are bacterial disease. So basically, dysentery and malaria are protozoan diseases, and typhoid and tuberculosis are bacterial diseases. You have learned about some of these microorganisms in class 6 and 7. So let's move on to the next page. So you might have learned about these microorganisms in your previous classes also. Here are the diagrams 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2. Till 2.4. Here are the diagrams. So let's see what are these diagrams showing. So first two are the bacteria. Here the name is not mentioned. So if you have the NCERT book, you can comment down below that what are the name of these two bacteria. Next are the algae and protozoa. So algae, the two types of algae are chlamydomonas and Spirogyra. These two are the algae. Then here's amoeba and paramecium. These two are the protozoa. Then penicillin, aspergillus and bread mold. These are the three types of fungi. So here I have shown that what are the different types, means what are the two types of all these microorganisms. Basic classification: bacteria are of two types. You have to comment down below their names. Then algae are chlamydomonas and Spirogyra, protozoa penicillin and amoeba, fungi are bread mold, penicillin and aspergillus. Let's move on to the next page. We have to just cover up this page. We will just cover up till where do microorganisms live. So let's cover up it fast. So here are the two diagrams which are showing the two viruses. So in the NCERT book also these two names are not mentioned. So if any one of you can find out, please comment down below. Where do microorganisms live? Microorganisms may be single celled like bacteria. Some algae and protozoa are multicellular such as many algae and fungi. So microorganisms can be multicellular also and unicellular also. They live in all types of environment ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs, in deserts to marshy lands. So they can adapt in any condition. They can live in any of the conditions. They are also found inside the bodies of animals, including the humans also. They are found in our body also, including us humans. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while some live freely. So some of the microorganisms live on their host like viruses. they live on their host, but some can live freely also. So guys, if you liked my video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also comment down below if you liked it, and also share it with your friends and relatives. Bye.